Hey guys, it is 8.3 multiplying binomials. We multiplied a monomial, a single term, into polynomials with multiple terms. And now we're going to take binomial, two terms, and multiply it by binomials, and then even at some instances, twinomials. Okay? So as we start this video, I want you to go ahead and write this heading here. 8.3 multiplying binomials, and go ahead and write the objective, which is to multiply two binomials or a binomial by a trinomial. Okay, so we're going to take a look at these different things. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, right underneath our objective, our essential understanding is that there are several ways to find the product of two binomials, including models, algebra, and tables. And we are going to talk about a specific one. I'm going to look through a couple of examples where you don't have to write them down, but you are responsible for kind of just paying attention and listening. But this right here, you do have to write down, so write it down. Alright, let's move. Okay, so here's the problem. We have 2x plus 4, 3x minus 7. Now, you don't have to write this down. But we can actually solve this using what's called the distributive property, where we distribute things out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they did here. They did 2x, and then they did the 4. And they kind of distribute the 2x should multiply both parts, and the 4 should multiply both parts. So this is a distributive property where we can multiply and make sure everything gets multiplied to everything. We are not going to typically use this method. Let's look at another method. Here's another method that we might see. It's a table. Okay, so we have x minus 3 and 4x minus 5, and instead we make this table to make sure everything gets multiplied to each other. The 4x and the x, the negative 5 and the x, the negative 3 and the negative 5, and then we go ahead and add like terms until we get our answer. We call this the box method because what you did was you created a box, a 2x2 box. And this is the method we are most commonly going to use. Let's keep going. The last method you might see is called FOIL. It's one of the most popular ones that math teachers use. And the word FOIL is not aluminum foil, but what it means is to multiply the first, the outer, the inner, and the last. Okay? And it kind of looks like this, if you will. So let's see if we can match the colors up. So going ahead and blue to blue right here would be the outer. I didn't mean to start that. I wanted to start with orange. 5x and 2x would be the first. The inner would be negative 3 and 2. And then the last piece would be the negative 3 and the 1. I use FOIL when I do math here with binomials and binomials because I've been doing it for such a long time, I can do it very quickly in my head. What I'm going to recommend is that we don't use FOIL, that we start out with box method until we get really confident, and then if we get confident, then we can kind of use this method instead. It's a little bit faster, you don't have to write it out, and you can start doing it quickly. Okay? When you first ride a bike, you have the training wheels on your bike so you don't fall, but once you get the hang of it, you lose the training wheels, that way you can go faster. So we're going to start with training wheels, and we're going to use the box method. In fact, I'm going to require everyone to use the box method. Okay? So let's do a couple examples using the box method. Okay, so here's our actual first example, so we're going to go ahead and write this down. Number 1. What is the simpler form of x minus 6, 4x plus 3? Basically, they're asking us to multiply. In this case, we are going to use the box method. So we draw a box. That's what's so great about this. It's super straightforward. So there's a box. We're going to take one of the binomials and put it x and negative 6. We always have to keep the sign with the number. And over here, we're going to get 4x and 3. And now it's kind of like you're playing Battleship. Notice I did 4x and 3. I didn't put a plus sign. We assume it's positive unless there's a negative. Now we just have to multiply monomials, which we can do easily. 4x and x. The 4 stays the same. Remember, this is x to the first power, x to the first power. That's going to make x squared. Then we get 3 and x, which makes 3x. the 4 and the 6, so the coefficients will multiply, and that's going to be 4 times 6, which is 24, but we have a negative with that x, and then we have our only variable, our only part, with no variable, and that's negative 6 times 3, which is a negative 18. And what you're going to recognize is a lot of times we're going to get this diagonal, well, sorry, like that, is going to demonstrate that we have like terms, and we can combine those like terms. Okay, so we're going to get 4x squared. Now, we have negative 24x, I'm just going to write it out, plus 3x minus 18. Okay, since again these are like terms, we can combine them, and negative 24 and a positive 3 is going to make a negative 21x, and then we just bring down the negative 18 and the 4x squared. And there we go. We have now taken this and used box method to help us sign. Okay? We're going to do this 2 more times. It looks like 4, but it's really just 2 more times. Okay? Boom. Okay, we're back for number 2, and we're doing box method again. This time the box is getting bigger. Why? No reason at all. Let's put x plus 4 over here, because we did it different last time. Might as well. 3x and 1. Everything's positive, so there's no negatives here, which is kind of nice. Again, if it helps you, put a little 1 on the x. Remind yourself when I do x times x, you're going to add the exponents and get 2. So this is going to be 3, and then x is going to become squared. And then we're going to get x1, so that's just going to be x. And then 4 times 3 is 12 with the x. And then we're going to get 4 times 1, which is 4. Notice again, down that diagonal, we get like terms. Let's try and combine these together right away. Okay, so we take the 3x squared, we always take the highest degree first, and then these are going to combine. They're both positive, so this is going to make 13x. And again, this is from these two numbers, and then we're left with a positive 4. So that's one way you can kind of make the process a little bit faster, is by realizing those are going to be like terms on that diagonal. And there we go. We have a quadratic trinomial. Let's look at one last one. Oh, you want to see if we got it right? Let's see if we got it. Wouldn't that be embarrassing if I got it wrong? Oh, what's up? What's up now? Who's good at math? This guy, because he used the box method. It'd be really embarrassing if I actually got it wrong. Nope, I got it right. Ooh. Okay, let's clear it. Let's do another one. All right, let's look at this one. What is a simpler form of 3x minus 4x plus 2? Use the FOIL method. Wrong. We're not going to use that. We're going to use the box method. That's right. This is number 3. Show me that box. Once we get good, maybe FOIL. A little bit faster. You don't have to draw this box. I'm going to do the 3x. Now that 4 is negative, so make sure it's negative. The lights went out on me. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm not scared. I'm a little scared. All right. I like to put a little exponent on, a little exponent, boom. 3 times 1 is 3. There's a 1 technically kind of in front of there. X and x is x squared. 3 times 2 is 6x. Good. This is negative 4x. And negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8. What's that you say? What's that? Like terms? No way. Yahweh. 3x squared. Combine those like terms. Negative 4 positive 6 is going to be 2x. And then minus 8. And again, we got that 2x from combining the two like terms we had before. And we are finito. Done. You want to see if we got the right answer? Of course you do. Correct answer? Uh-huh. We're right. You're wrong. But-oo. But I will see you on the flip.